I don't think anyone's gonna take the Oscars seriously. Okay, and go off the one time time go on a different article. But I don't think anyone's gonna take the Oscars seriously anymore after today. Well, guess what? The Oscars, the movies and the Oscars must be diverse. Yes. In order for a movie to be honored, they must appease the 5 people on Twitter, of course. Because guess what? Guess what happened last Oscars? The 5 people on Twitter were complaining and whining that Joker was nominated for Best Picture over movies like Hustlers, Us, and let's not forget Booksmart, a movie that nobody watched. Okay, I get the Oscars are supposed to publish movies that nobody cares about and nobody watched, but they were crying and whining that Once Upon a Time Hollywood was nominated over, Us. It was nominated over Booksmart, Hustlers, heck, some were even complaining that Charlie Angels was not nominated at all. But yep, on June 12th, the Motor Academy announced some new rules for the Oscars. They have put the efforts to make up the award to make it more equitable for underrepresented groups, which means those with Best Picture will go on to 10 nominees instead of trying for 10, 5, and 10 has always resulted in 8 or 9 films they get a cut when Parasite won. Among major changes, the task force will create representation and inclusion standards for Oscar-eligible films. Yep, the Oscars are just a bunch of jokes now, okay? If you thought the Oscars were a joke before, now instead of judging movies based off how good they are, how amazing they are, even, nope, we're gonna be judging movies based off how woke they are, okay? This is the cuckoo land we live in, the cuckoo land, okay? The clown world, okay? The, Looney Tune land, okay? We don't live in real world anymore, okay? We live, ever since, the end of May, we have been living in Looney Tuneville, okay? Not real world. Actually, ever since 2016, okay? It just seems that society has taken a nosedive, okay? But they will not affect eligibility this year because, of course, no movies are coming out this year. So, of course, they have to scrounge up whatever movies they find for this year. But will be put in place for movies in 2021 and onwards, unless they reverse this. But considering how woke Hollywood has gotten now, it's not surprising that they're doing this now. Okay, they're doing this to appease Twitter. We all know they are. They're doing this because Twitter threw a temper tantrum that Joker was nominated. So now they're changing the rules for the Oscars to appease them. When will this end? When will this end? When will movies and games be judged by how great they are, okay? Just recently, The Last of Us Part 2 was judged by woke, it's, of course, most these quote-unquote, serious reviewers. They're the ones who whine that Sekiro was too hard, but then they'll give The Last of Us 10 out of 10 because it's woke. We all know why they're giving The Last of Us Part 2 good scores, and if you don't see that, you're either a Sony shill or you're woke yourself. Whereas, there's many woke people comment on this sound saying, "Hey, Last of Us Part 2, I feel sorry if you don't like The Last of Us, okay?" But, this is just, wow, the Academy has made strides. Yep, we have to have everything hooked now, because that means more movies, you have less actual good movies, good films like Joker, Once Upon a Time Hollywood, and Parasite making a cut, and we'll have more Booksmarts, more Us's, movies that nobody cares about except for the critics, okay? The quote-unquote critics, who are not really critics anymore, because they don't judge movies based off about how great they are anymore. They'll like Booksmart, Onward, okay? And especially Birds of Prey. Which, if you look at Birds of Prey's IMDb score, it is laughable. Birds of Prey had the same score as Godzilla King of the Monsters on IMDb, I think. It might even get the same score. It might eventually get the same score as Dark Phoenix. Okay? But the Oscars are now woke. Okay? The Oscars are doomed. And the Oscars have been losing popularity for a while because the Oscars don't celebrate film anymore. They celebrate wokeness and Twitter. That's basically it. Goodbye. Oh the Wheelbarrow Angels will be nominated for Best CGI. That's the biggest proof that the Oscars are dying. Goodbye. And 1, 2. Don't forget that.